What was that?
That's a green flash powder that was published by John Steinberg, the president of the Pyrotechnics Guild International. And the way it works is it has barium nitrate as the principal component, and the barium provides the green color, and the nitrate part provides the oxygen for the combustion. I remember when I was a small child, I was always transfixed in looking at fireworks, and they seemed to me to be the ultimate magic. They make time stand still, and to be able to find out about this magic and create it, to have a partnership with nature in producing fire, is just such an enthralling, entrancing thing to do. Over the years, one gradually acquires more knowledge in the scientific aspects and also the craftsmanship and technical aspects of making fireworks, and so one gradually acquires more skill and makes more complex devices, and really there's no end to what one can do. One's only limited by one's imagination. Fireworks are basically an art that has a large amount of scientific, technical know-how that goes into it. So, for example, if one knows about the different combinations of chemical elements that produce various effects, that's an essential prerequisite in order to design new kinds of fireworks. This shelf, it contains pretty much all the chemicals that will be used in making fireworks. By themselves, they're essentially inert. You could take a blowtorch to almost any of them and nothing would happen. It's when you mix them together in various combinations that you're able to produce these different colored fires or different kinds of sparks.
The composer is Clive Jennings White. And I think we're just about to head into the demos now.
So what's that?
This is the required wheel component of the ground display competition that requires you to have a wheel as part of that competition. Each of these little tubes is lighted, and these are called lances, and they contain a colored fire. In this case they're magenta, and as the wheel spins, these lances are arranged in a spiral, so it will produce the impression of an ever expanding spiral as it spins. One of the ways I like to develop my techniques in fireworks is to participate in the Pyrotechnics Guild International competitions, but I find that by talking to the other competitors, there's both a huge sense of camaraderie, and those are the people who will share their secrets and give you new ideas and designs and further your own expertise.
Yo-ho, a pyro's life for me. We kindle and char, inflame and ignite, light up me pyros, yo-ho. We fire up the goodies, we're really a fright, light up me pyros, yo-ho. With sulfur and charcoal and niter we mix, then ram the mess in a tube. Slap on a stick and garnish the nose and prime the end with a fuse. Yo-ho, yo-ho, a pyro's life for me.
The Pyrotechnics Guild International is an organization that tries to provide a home for people who like fireworks in any aspect. Some of us enjoy purchasing our consumer fireworks. Some enjoy doing fireworks shows. We have very talented artisans here who make fireworks. But whatever somebody's interest is in fireworks, we try to create an environment where all of us can come together and entertain each other and enjoy all the magic that can be created through pyrotechnic artistry. We here at the PGI, our members, have developed things like strobing stars, the stars that blink on and off, and very fine blue colors, effects based on ammonium perchlorate that first saw their genesis in the pyrotechnics hobbyist community. And these types of things are developed experimentally and, if applicable, stable and safe, are then used in the commercial world.
Okay, give me 2 seconds here. We're not sure. I just closed down. Okay, you got security right behind you. You handle him. I closed down this and this, so we won't be firing for 1 hour. Okay, I'm dropping on top of these people. They're setting up. I'm giving them 1 hour to get the stuff on the ground. And if you can hang here, because I'm detonating 2 bombs over here. Close it. Get down there. Close off that road. Don't let anybody up.
Apparently they're setting up some sort of show.
Go that way? Can you go that way and go around that way? Okay.
Oh, look at that thing! Holy moly! Man.
There's one more going.
What?
One more gonna go.
Fire in the hole! I fired them both together.
The difference between a rocket and a bomb is a split second. It's just a matter of timing. If you're doing it right, the fuel is very hot. It's quite common when you start these to have them explode, especially when you're working up a new rocket engine. If you're doing things right, actually, they will explode. And then the trick is to tune down your performance to get a mix that's running right on the ragged edge. You want it to give you the very best performance without actually blowing up. It's like a race car engine. If you're not running right on the edge and running risk of blowing up your engine, you're not going to win. And that's what's involved here. Whereas it went in easily, it comes out fairly hard. There we go. And that's one of the rockets I'm going to compete with tonight. You see, it's got this is the top of the rocket, and we'll go directly into the effect we're going to do from here. And this is the engine side. I didn't hear much delay in the sound. It didn't get that high. I've got to get enough altitude because this is a very hangy effect. If I hit the ground, I lose points. but I've got to get it high enough that my effect doesn't come back down to the ground, but I've got to keep it low enough so the judges can see it. And that's the idea in this particular design.
Well, I want some of the basic chemicals. Potassium nitrate's the one I use the most, and charcoal is the most common fuel. So those are the ones I run out of all the time. So that's the thing I want to get. But I want to look at everything because you never know what you might find that's an unusual item. Like this coarse magnesium, you don't often see something like that. So you never know what you might find that to produce some interesting effect that you don't often see. The Chinese gourmet. Chinese gourmet. That's this then. Ah, yeah. You can tell just by looking at it. You can see it's really different from the other stuff.
This is real close to that Swedish.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, that's nice. Well, I guess I'll take these. And you have any air float charcoal?
Yeah.
You go take a look at the air float charcoal.
Seen this before.
Oh, Sam's feel it. Yeah, it's sticky. I mean, you can feel the.
What do you use it for? What is it?
It's cream more. It makes a huge fireball.
Huge. Milk powder?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. The black powder fluffs it up, and then it just takes off. It's like a grain explosion, you know, in a silo. Does a really nice job. You'll be impressed.
These are some of the shells that I'm going to shoot from center. There'll be one shell from here, and then two from the outside, and then three from the outside.
And why are these steel instead of
These are very large cylinder shells, and they need steel to contain them, to give them a good lift. You want them to come out of the gun. This is 11 timed salute. There's all flash in here. That's why we need it coming out of steel. We lift it very high because there's 11 timed reports, and you need airspace and air time. This is an 8-inch charcoal crochet. It's going to break out with 75 tailed stars. And at the end of their burn time, they're going to break again and make 75 more little tails. And it just fills the sky.
My principal skills and interests in fireworks are perhaps in the production of colors and in the use of those colors in ground display in particular, where I like the freedom of imagining how things will be put together. I think I would describe myself as a minimalist in fireworks. Let's angle it a little more so that, yeah. I don't really go for the very large kinds of fireworks or things that are very complex. I like to see what I can do with the barest amount of materials.
So, is it and bare?
Yeah, not many people compete in these ground displays. I think one of the reasons is that I got here early in the morning to set this up, and I'm still working here at 7:30, so it's been about 10 hours of work so far to set it up, and I'm almost finished. But there's no other category of competition that is even remotely this amount of work.
Fish, dragons, green, red. Dragons.
Whistle.
All right.
We started by rolling the stars yesterday. And they're the colors you see in the air. The little bits of color moving are called stars. You can see the center composition. This would probably be red. It's either red or green. And then it's a glitter on the outside, so when the shell breaks, it'll leave a glitter trail, and then it'll turn to the color at the end. Well, you would start with your shell halves, one layer of stars in the shell half, and then you put the break charge in the middle, which is a flash composition. It's a higher energy. It'll make the shell break bigger in the air. And that goes in the middle. The shell halves are put together. And then we used methylene chloride to soften up the plastic, and they actually weld the halves together. And then the lift charge is put on the bottom, and when the shell's loaded in the gun, you light the fuse. That lights the lift charge on the bottom, which in turn sends the shell out of the tube and lights a time fuse. And then it burns through to the inside and lights that break charge. And that breaks the shell open, lights the stars, and sends the stars out.
The ground display is very traditional English kind of display. Generally in the United States or Southern Europe, you see a much more fast-paced display with a lot of noise and mostly things in the air. Well, what I'm worried about, if we just bang it,
Become unstable.
it'll get loose. With the traditional kind of techniques, I like to put something new in that nobody would have seen before.
This is the finale. You see a right side, a center, and a left side again. The right side and the left side are going to burn at the same time, but they're going to have their airspace is different, so it saturates the sky. You start out 3-inch, go to 4-inch, 5-inch, 6-inch, and 8-inch salutes. Very noisy. It should go for about a minute. These people like noise, so do I.
So I'm going to start off the electrical firing with the pole over there that has some fountains and some little wheels on it. And it's kind of an elegant design, and as soon as that's over, there'll be a little punctuation mark of a blue strobe line that will suddenly go off. That's a more sort of violent effect. And then back to a more graceful effect of this wheel. And then following the wheel, there'll be the large set piece, which is, to me, the most exciting piece of the whole display.
And then when they're all done, I'll hit the last 3 salutes. And that'll be the end of the show. And hopefully it'll be 26 minutes and 20 seconds.
Yep. Wall Street.
with?
Ground display, well, obviously Clive was the only entrant tonight, but the standard was very, very high. He had a slight problem with his flower wheel. The flower wheel was slow to get going, but once he did get going, was very good. I think he got a very high score on that. Even though he was the only competitor, he will get a very good score on that, and I have no doubt he's going to take home a trophy.
Sommige mensen hebben karakter, maar in Noorderlicht wordt gezocht naar een antwoord op de vraag of ook varkens, ratten of koolmezen een persoonlijkheid hebben. Is het de aard van het beestje of is het iets anders?